As many of you know, this week in New York there was a story, an incident with a boy, a 6-year-old boy named Yosef, who was on a camp trip at a park, and unfortunately in the process of that trip got lost, separated from the camp. And Baruch Hashem, he was found a few hours later. However, in the meantime, many organizations gathered together to help look for him. 1,000 volunteers gathered at the site to help look for Yosef. A tremendous display of unity. And I'd just like to share a few thoughts that I had looking at the various video clips and hearing different people's stories about this story. One video that I saw was of the policeman. He was thanking some of the volunteers for coming. And he said to them, "Wow, you guys are amazing." He said, "For me, this is my job, but for you, you guys volunteered. You came out of nowhere, and all of you just came to help. It's really amazing." And I remember thinking, why is the police thanking them? Of course they're going to come. Of course they're going to help. There's a Jew in need. Of course they're going to help. And then I realized perhaps this is something maybe we take for granted too much, but we look at the Jewish people as family. And if one of our brothers and sisters are in trouble, anyone who could is going to come and help. I don't think this is something the police realize, but it's something that we should realize and take to heart. We're part of a huge family, and when your family is in trouble, the police don't need a thank you for coming to help. Of course you're going to come to help. I remember seeing a video clip of after the boy was found, they're all sitting there and dancing in the rain. Why are they dancing in the rain? The boy's already safe. Go home, change your clothes, relax. You just accomplished an amazing thing. But again, when family is saved, when one of your brothers was missing and he was found, you're just elated. You're just bursting out in song and dance. You can't control yourself. It doesn't matter that it's raining. You were just so nervous about your little boy. And now, Baruch Hashem, he was saved. Of course you're going to dance, and the rain is going to be totally irrelevant to your mood. And finally, an amazing aspect to the story, which I don't know if people know. There was a man, his name was Victor. He lives somewhere in the New York area. And when he heard the story and he heard they were looking for volunteers, he said, maybe I shouldn't go. Why should I go? Do they really need me? I'm older. And then he said, you know what? I have a 6-year-old grandchild. If that was my grandchild, I'd want people to come. I'm going to get up and go. And he went and he got to the scene. And he said when he got to the scene, people were just walking around. They were waiting for instructions. They were waiting to hear what to do. But he said, why are we waiting? The boy's out there. He's missing. Let's just go. And he got up by himself, took his flashlight, and just started walking around and calling out his name, seeing if he can find him. And he was walking all by himself in a marsh near the ocean, not too far from where he was last seen. And then he heard a voice. He heard a voice saying, Tati! And he quickly called the police who was in charge and alerted them that he heard a boy calling for his father at this location. They sent a bunch of resources to this location, and later Victor found out that that was the turning point in the case. That was the point where they were able to, Baruch Hashem, find him from this tip that he was in this general location. Why did he come? First he said, who am I? What am I going to do? Can I really help? But then he said, you know what? This is family. If it was my grandson, I want everyone to come. I have to treat this as no different. And through this incredible display of unity and this attitude that the entire Jewish people are not just people we like, they're not just our community, they're actually our family. I believe that it was in that schus, that merit, that this little boy was found. In this week's Parsha, the Pasuk tells us, Ki palei mimcha davar. When you have a question, ben dam ledam, whether it's a question about blood, whether it's pure or impure, bein din ledin, you have a question about halacha, law, benega lenega. You have a question about an affliction of taras, whether it's impure or pure, divrei rivos b'sharecha, or any general argument. And then the pasuk continues and says you have to go to the shofet, you have to go to the leader who's there, and you have to ask him for advice, you have to ask him what you should do. However, the commentaries give a slightly different explanation to this story as well. The commentaries say that you can also read the pasuk as follows: Ki palei mimcha davar, when you're bothered by something. Why are these things happening in the world today? Bein dam ladam, there's bloodshed in the world. Bein din ladin, there seems to be judgment in the world. Bein nega lanega, we seem to be afflicted. You know what the answer is? Do you know why these things are happening? Because divrei rivos b'sharecha, because there's fighting in your gates. When there's fighting amongst the Jewish people, it leads to all sorts of terrible things. However, when we're united, when we look at each other as family, when we help each other, then that all goes away. So let's learn the lessons of these amazing volunteers and Jews all over the world who were praying for little Yosef and merited to get his safe return. Let's learn from them. Let's make sure that we look at our fellow Jews, our brothers and sisters, as brothers and sisters. Let's stay united. Let's get rid of the riva. Let's get rid of the fighting amongst ourselves. And all those bad things will go away. And we'll only have peace and health and safety in our lives. Have a great, great Shabbos.